Welcome back, everyone. This is Gamer, bringing you back with another animation commentary. Now, check this out, though. Now, this is actually a pretty legit thing if you think about it for a moment. But in retrospect, to some of you it may sound mediocre. To others, this might sound like a legitimate concept. Now, considering the rumored Pokemon 6.5 has been revealed, I actually want to point this out because I think that this could have gone a long way if it was actually added to the Pokemon video game franchise, which it wasn't. So this might just be, okay, what are you talking about, dude? Like, is this even relevant? But hear me out. This actually may seem relevant after. Now, in this specific screenshot, you can see Ash's Charizard, which a lot of you have already know is one of Ash's arguably the strongest Pokemon in his entire arsenal. And this is a screenshot I took from watching the episode of Pacific Valley. Now, as you can see, Charizard, given his temper, is always picking fights, regardless of who it is. In this particular case, Charizard is picking a fight with a much larger Charizard. Now, as you can see that in the anime, that there have been multiple Pokemon in the series that do not match their Pokedex entries. Okay, now check this out, though. The classification for a Charizard is 5'3", and in the Bulbapedia and Cerebi.com, it is actually revealed that Ash's Charizard is about 6 or 7 feet tall. Now, as you can see, the Charizard that he's standing next to is actually substantially taller, which in this case would perceive to be at least 10 or 12 feet tall. So, check this out. Not only are shiny Pokemon a pretty tough to come by thing in the game, we all know that part, but check it out though. Not only would it make much of a difference, which I don't think it would be, but I think it would if people think about it long enough. I think it would actually be a pretty decent concept if Pokemon in the series would actually be larger in the game. Like, for example, catching a Charizard. Let's use that as an example. Use specific as an example. Charizard is specifically 5'3", okay? But say, for example, you go out into the wild, you're traveling through Kalos, Sinnoh, Hoenn, or Johto, and you arbitrarily come up to a Charmeleon that's about maybe 4'11". So in retrospect, that's actually a rare thing because it ups the rarity on each Pokemon. Because a Pokedex entry makes its accuracy below average due to the fact that if a Pokemon is not at that specific height requirement, it means that Pokemon is a rare find. So in Pacific Valley, you can find varieties of heights and sizes of Charizard. There's even talk about a Charizard and it was even rumored to be in Pacific Valley that Lila even pointed out that there is a much larger Charizard that lies within Pacific Valley, which means that there is probably a 15 plus tall Charizard sitting in Pacific Valley that no individual outside the Pokemon series except Ash and his friends and the Guardian of the Pacific Valley have even thought of yet. So let's look at it like this. Preferably for one of the largest Pokemon in the series, Onix. Okay, Onix stands at 28 feet tall and weighs about more than 1,000 pounds. But in the Johto region, you notice that the Onix that attacks Bruno is actually significantly larger than any average Onix, to the point of where Brock's Onix trying to tackle it head on did nothing but didn't even phase it. So let's look at it like this. Trading legendary Pokemon is rare. Finding a legendary Pokemon in the wild is rare. Shiny Pokemon of any kind is rare. But a size differential from its regular Pokemon is actually just as rare as anything else. So you find a shiny Pokemon of any kind, and you read its Pokedex entry, but on the side, you can see the differences. Its weight, its height, and all that good stuff. But that's just the whole point of the matter. That's like for saying, example, that Ash can catch a shiny Pokemon and doesn't use it. Which in this case, Ash did in fact catch a shiny Pokemon, but did not realize it. You see, it's not really about how the fact that a trainer can accept the fact that a Pokemon can be larger than its original Pokedex entry may point out, but seeing this specific image makes you think otherwise. Because, okay, let's go. I'm gonna do it like this. In the Charcific Valley, there have been these. It's an entire mountain range that ranges about 200 miles. Okay, and it's within the Johto region that legitimately only carries around wild Charizard. So looking at it like this, as a Charizard, it's about 6-7 feet tall. The photo that you're seeing now is a Charizard that's about 10 to 12 feet tall. And after much digging and poking in and out the series, there's actually rumored to be a considerable pseudo legendary Pokemon, which means that's actually not legendary but an average Pokemon, which means that there is a legendary Charizard that lives within the deepest parts of the Charcific Valley. Which means, like I said earlier, there is a considered legendary Charizard that stands to be considerably much larger than the largest Charizard. Which means that every Charizard within the valley is considerably smaller, or the follower of this supposed 10, maybe this 15, maybe 20, even 30 foot tall Charizard, if there is such a thing. But like I said, it's much rumor. But to be more specific, the whole point I'm getting to at this video is the basics that even though we can get shiny Pokemon and get all that good stuff, means that we can get a specific amount of rarity increases. Now, I personally think this will work, but at the same time, if there ever is a chance where we see a considerably larger Pokemon within the series, I think we could go for it. So with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.